Well, hello there. It's that time again. Time for our weekly tarot/astrology blog. And a special one it is. It's a New Year edition. That's right. So we are going to look at some Tarot de Marseille. Not just for the upcoming week. No, we're going to look at the upcoming year. And I'm going to look at the immediate scene in the astrology, not a lot, but a couple of things worth mentioning. So an unusual, different, and exciting ride. Do please stay tuned. Okay, time to look at these tarot cards from the CBD Tarot de Marseille. Now, what we're doing is a little bit different, because again, it is the beginning of a new year, the end of 2018, the start of 2019. We're going to look at two sets of 3 cards. The first set of 3 will be for what we can expect to have more of in this upcoming year. Then I'll show you 3 cards of what we're going to have less of in the upcoming year. So in a moment, the first 3 are going to come down and cover my face, and the cards that we have that show us what we'll have more of for this upcoming year are the Lovers, the Knight of Wands, and the Devil. Now this is very interesting. The Lovers to me is always confusion. Okay, this poor fellow, he's got 2 women pulling on him. Cupid's trying to inspire him. He's getting it on all sides. However, the Knight of Wands is turning away from that. He's taking that horse and he's saying, okay, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to take control of the situation. I'm not going to be confused. I'm not going to have a lot of chatter, a lot of noise around me. I'm not going to listen to all these people. Excuse me. I'm going to do what I feel and I know is the right thing to do. So he exercises control, in a sense, over the devil, extending his wand in that direction. And then he becomes the devil. He's standing there. His wand becomes this flaming torch. He has these 2 slaves in front of him. Maybe it's like we're enslaving our lower nature. We're taking it, we're controlling it. Instead of going for confusion, instead of going for our base impulses, those things that lead us astray, those things that we know we should not do, but we get talked into, or we allow ourselves to follow the wrong voice inside of us, okay, we have more control over that. So to make it simple, we will have more self-control, more of a sense of our direction in this upcoming year. And I think that's always a good thing to have. Yes, indeed. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at 3 cards that are going to show us what we'll have less of in the upcoming year. And these 3 cards are the 8 of Wands, the Fool, and the 7 of Coins. Now this to me was visually very apparent. Okay, we have the Fool who was walking away from the 8 of Wands. Now the 8 of Wands is complicated. The 8 of Wands is a lot of planning. Okay, practical working. Alright? But what he's doing is he's walking away from that. He's leaving that practical planning and structure, which fools tend to do. Okay? The fool tends to go where no one else wants to tread. He's heading towards the 7 of Coins. 7 tends to be trouble in the way that I read and the system that I use. The 7 of Coins would tend to indicate material difficulties or striving to overcome them. But this is what we're going to have less of. Yes, less of this. So we're going to have less confusion, less unstructured thinking that puts us in positions of difficulties. So it dovetails perfectly, just perfectly, with the first 3 cards that I drew. And I very much enjoy this spread. I got this from one of my teachers, Camelia Elias. She taught this to us last year, and I have found it to be very, very interesting, and I wanted to share it with you today. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at some astrology. Let's go ahead. Okay, now what we have coming up for us tomorrow on Monday, the day before New Year's, we are going to have, on the 31st, we have several things. That's why I'm looking at this book, okay? We have several things that are worth mentioning. We're going to have the moon sextile the sun. That's a good aspect. And that's going to be at 2:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have the moon sextile Saturn, and that's okay. That's also a benevolent aspect, and Saturn lends structure. This is again overcoming things. We're in a waning phase of the moon, okay? We're in the last quarter, so this is a time to get rid of stuff. So these could be seen as used for healing. And we have also Mars going into Aries, the sign of Aries, at 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now that's really good because Mars rules Aries. That's a sign it naturally rules, so it's going to give Mars a lot more power in a positive way in our lives. And then at night we have the moon trine Neptune at 10:11 p.m. Now again, we're waning, but you could maybe use this to get rid of psychic blockages, mediumship blockages. That's what Neptune tends to be associated with. Okay, so it's a very, very, very good aspect to work with for those things. Okay. Now the other thing I wanted to mention to you is at the end of this week, on Saturday, next Saturday, the 5th of January, 2019. Gotta get used to saying 2019. We're gonna have a new moon, okay, and a solar eclipse. Wow. Okay, so that'll be a busy day. And then Neptune, or excuse me, is that Neptune I'm looking at? I'm so sorry, I'm looking at this here. Yeah, that would be Neptune is going to go, no, actually Uranus, I'm sorry, Uranus is going to go direct. Okay? Uranus is going to go direct. Yeah, I get the signs confused sometimes between Uranus and Neptune. So I apologize. So actually our aspect, yeah, that's going to be Neptune on Monday at 10:11 p.m. And then we have Uranus going direct on the 6th, which is next Sunday. And for those of us sensitive to Uranian energies, that tends to mean a bit less chaos, okay? A little less edgy, jumbled energy. All right, so that's what we have in terms of our astrology for this upcoming week. Yes, indeed. Okay, listen, I really appreciate you. I do. Thank you for following me throughout this last year. And I appreciate your continued support into 2019. Until I see you next year, next week, many, many blessings.